this real quick. Did I break it? I think I did break it. Oh, dang it. Oh, that's the wrong thing. What? Oh, I did it wrong. There we go. All right, let's see. Hold on. Stop and remove. Ah, I think I could have kept that on. Auto find and activate. Auto find and activate. There we go. Okay. Bang, bang. You know what? I should probably do this. Copy. And then here, and then back. And then here, and then back. And then pause. And then bam. And control V and enter. And then pin. And then pin. Okay, where am I at? Okay, chat. And then broken. Reload. Okay, here. Oh. Share. Bang, bang. You, me. View. Go. Pause. Share. Share. Discord. Twitch. YouTube. Go. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, how we doing? 20 minutes. Hey, brother, sorry. Sorry, my friend. Sorry, my space cow. I tried 40 minutes. Well, no, 35. 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Take it as you get it. 10 toes in when we're standing up. Filet of soul, baby. That's my favorite dish. Filet of soul, baby. Where the dishes fish. Oh, I lose control when they serve filet of soul. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, just a little unwell. How you doing, Space Cow, brother? Space Cow, brother. Space Cow, brother. Gonna find another Space Cow, brother. Huh? A pair of jobs? There we go. What are you doing? What are you doing, my brethren? Working at the convenience store, and what's job 2? I loved working at a freaking gas station, dude. That stuff was so awesome. Dude, I used to have a girl come by, and she'd be like, "You want to get a car wash?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I want to get a car orientation later at my school." Did you ever hear back from NASCAR about doing the internship? At the car wash. Well, that's so true. At the car wash. Yeah, so we would so like when people would get, I think it was as long as they got 10 gallons of gas, they could get a free car wash. But most people never did it. So if they got like 10.1 gallons of gas, and they would just come in to pay for it, but they didn't ask for the car wash, I would hit yes, give them a car wash, and if they didn't want their receipt, I would just keep it, and then we would go through the car wash whenever somebody would come by to visit me. I'd have people just hang out all day. I mean, that's not like that. Access denied. What up, Jerry? I invite you to read the Quran. I've already read it. I've read the Quran. I've read the Hadith. You got there's a lot of Muslims here. I'm a Christian, but you got a lot of my moderators from Greece and Saudi Arabia. Frickin' Nick. That's some crazy shit. Yeah. But I appreciate it. Hey, absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. What up, Swiss? What up, Leo? W Mons. Yep. Ouch. Yeah, I'm almost 50. I've done my studying. A real life elf. What up, Two Face? Yeah, and word lips. Do you like Trump? I'm tell you what. I'm getting. I don't like him. No, I don't like him. Do I like what's happening now? Now, like financially, yeah. Do I like what he's doing publicly? No. But yeah, I didn't vote for him. Maybe that's what you mean. Thank you. 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 What up, Julio? But yeah, but he's my president. He's my president. I'm gonna make the best while he's here. Would I have voted for him if I knew now what I knew then? I would have voted for him. Yeah. I didn't realize how much I was being lied to by the media and stuff like that. So yeah, but I was in the movie industry, so we were making all propaganda. I mean, that's what I did. That's what I made. And then so once everything started go with the 401ks, once everything started dropping, home prices started dropping. And the thing is now everybody in the industry, like if I left the industry last January, if I was still in the industry, I'd say no, vote Kamala. But they're all liars. They all say F Trump, and they voted for him. Absolutely, they voted for him because they got rich off of it. Thank you, Bout. It appears I have updated my cellular device. Your stream is not corrupt anymore. Good. I train chickens. My space cowboy. Yeah. So interesting thing about politics is the arguments you see online and on the news are meant to sell you stuff. If the Republicans or Democrats try to start a movement and they create a nonprofit to head that movement, and that nonprofit has shirts, t-shirts, mugs, merchandise, look into it and see if the law already exists. A lot of times they pay people like me to create a big ruckus so that you'll go and you'll be like, yay, we're for MAGA, we're for BLM, we're for whatever, because they want you to buy their stuff. And it's easy to argue about it and say, we want rights, even though you've already got the rights. So it's all a big scam. So don't hate your friends over it. Don't hate your family members for the way they vote. It's all crap. It's all crap. Smoking it up. Your positivity is healing to watch. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Black Vigo. Thank you. Yeah, I worked on Endgame. I was a prop maker. Exactly. Yeah. Real life isn't the internet. Absolutely not. The internet is a market for advertising and marketing. The stuff you hear is meant to move money from your pocket to someone else's pocket. Plain and simple. And we're so easily manipulated that if they can convince you, just like any cult, for them to be your family rather than your actual family, then they won. You didn't win. And you have, and like Republican, Democrat, no, you got to look at people. Republicans and Democrats, they just have a letter next to their name. That doesn't mean anything. But if they can convince you to vote blue no matter who, then they can slip in whoever they want in areas. If you're a company and you want a bunch of people to have to buy your lawn sprinkler, then you just like, okay, well, in this area, there's a bunch of Democrats, so I'll run as a Democrat, or I'll get my guy to run as a Democrat. When he wins, we'll pass a law saying that you've destroyed the environment, so you have to use a low flow sprinkler. And my buddy here just happens to make low flow sprinklers. And then if it's in a Republican area, it's the same thing. Then you have your buddy. But in the real world, they don't care about Republican and Democrat. They care about your money. Yeah, please don't smoke pills. Don't smoke pills. No. Definitely, dude. Yeah, absolutely not. Thank you, Bout whatever. On the road for 40 days. Last night in Little Rock put me in a haze. Sweet little Connie was doing her act. She had the whole show. It's a natural fact. What up, Jen? I was up all night with the king. I got to tell you, poker is his thing. Stay off my grass. Stay off my grass. What up, Flip? What up, Dino? I got yeah. You said that, Jackson. You said that, Dino. You look like vegan teacher's insane scientist's son. I've got that. I'm not insane scientist's son. I heard her boyfriend. I heard her husband. It's the first time I heard her son. That's awesome. What's up, Eternal Sugar Cookie? You sure are a true hero. That's we're crazy. Speaking the truth of the people. Hey man, that's what I'm all about. I have 8 chickens and a cat. This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us. I had basmati rice, homemade. I mean homegrown, and then I had corned beef and stewed tomatoes, and I mixed the corned beef, stewed tomatoes, and put it on a plate of basmati rice. It's so good. Ah, poor guy. Now you got to get another one. We ordered him online. The UPS had such bad quality, got crushed to death. Oh, that sucks, Dino. Yeah, should have used USPS. Yeah, the world is big enough for all of us. Remember, you're gonna give your money to somebody. Most people don't have the brain power to keep their money, so you're gonna give it to somebody. Make sure the people you give it to are going to do something good with your money. Not freaking MAGA, not freaking BLM, so let's go back. If it's going to be a Democrat or a Republican, like it's going to be a party, don't donate to the party, because both parties are full of evil people. They've got good and evil people, but if you donate to the party, it goes to all of them. Donate to people that you trust. Take a pencil and write down what your values are and what your worldview is. And then if somebody comes up and they say they're a Democrat, be like, I don't care if you're a Democrat. Let's see. What do you think? What do you do? How did you vote previously? Or are you my religion? Or are you an atheist? Or are you maybe this? And then whatever. And then vote for that person. The R&D is just to prove to you guys that racism isn't the problem. Classism's the problem. It's just like white people won't vote for a black person, or black person won't vote for a white person. You won't vote for a Republican because they have an R next to their name. That's the same bigoted thinking. You look like Bill Nye. I dressed up like Bill Nye. I dressed up like Bill Nye on Halloween a couple years ago. Who wins a fight? Ghost Rider versus Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange! I have chickens and cats also. Unfortunately, one of my chickens is being picked. Yes, it happens to mine all the time. By other chickens, other hens. Brother, only thing you can really do is separate them, but mine, they go through phases. Like mine are different colors. I have lavenders and buff Orpingtons, reds and golds, and so yeah, they'll get they'll have missing a big neck full of feathers one day, and then 2 days later it'll be back, and one of them, they just fight. If they're getting to the point where it's bad, then you got to separate them out till they calm down. Give it to me. Dave the Ghostbusters would win. David the Ghostbusters. Yes, David. Who would win? Ghost Rider Strange. Yes, the Ghostbusters would win. No, I'm not trans. Me. I take the money, bro. Emperor Palpatine versus Darth Nihilist. Palpatine, obviously. That's an outrageous, goofy question, though. And you can all, and can you hear my eyes roll? Earthquakes are everywhere. Won't stop having earthquakes. Nope, still gonna have them. Go on, take the money and run. Ghostbusters, whatever. Yeah, wipe them all out. Put the proton backs on the backs and they split. You look like Tong 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 Sour. Hello from Wyoming. Hello from Georgia. Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ Spin and say, my, Flash is flash is cool. Francois say, pa flash, day in the zoo. And don't you stop, sure shot. Go out to the parking lot. What up, Roy? Why Americans voted for Trump? Because the business interests that Trump supported, they supported, and the ones that the business interests that they didn't support, supported somebody else. You're going to spend it anyway, dude. Send it to me. Yeah, hen pecking her on the no rooster in my crew. Yeah, I don't have any roosters either, Truth. I have 8 hens, and they do that. They do that all around, but As long as they've got adequate food, nature does nature. You know, you can do your best to separate them out, but let them fight and get over it and whatnot. If it's getting really, really bad, you got to separate them out. His chickens are brainless. You look like Paul London. Paul London. I don't know who Paul London is. Paul London. Oh, wow. I do look like Paul London. Hey, what up? I need to get me a goatee. More like right there. Thank you, Rick. That's my name. My name's Richard. Thoughts on dialectic materialism and class consciousness? We can talk about it. Is the American working class nearing the capacity for revolution? Would love to hear your thoughts. No. So here, Zarkon, if you really want to talk about it, I'd love to talk with you about it. I feel like we need to get a top hat. I get a top hat. So here's the thing. What we often talk about are academic, like, because we use data that we get from the internet. Think about this. Think about ICE, immigration enforcement. Everybody hates ICE, but only 3 states. There's 47 other states that ICE is active in and deporting way more people than Minnesota, New York, and California. So the internet's not real life, but the internet is where we get the data, and the data on the internet is where the AIs get their data. So it seems a lot hotter than it is. I've got Republicans, Democrats all around in my community, my neighborhood right here. We eat together. We hang out together. HOA parties together. I can't believe you voted for Trump. I can't believe you voted for Biden. He's so brain dead. Well, Trump's freaking stupid. You know, that happens. Be like, well, hey, can you hand me a beer when you're over there? That's how real life goes. Crazy people are crazy and they're loud, and the internet is for marketing and advertising. So the more you keep people anxious, the more they want to know the end of the story. So they keep inventing stories. We are so far away from a civil war, but not if you look online, you know, like, but when people go to work, people aren't slugging it out. You get 6 or 7 people that go viral about saying, hey, we should do this. But now real life ain't like that. People are doing good. We've got very low unemployment. Wages are higher than they've ever been. Home prices are lower than they've been in a long time. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to hear your pecking order is what I'm seeing. No blood, just feathers flying everywhere. You get 17 women in a room, and after long enough, you know, there'll only be a squabble or two. That's exactly right. Ice, baby. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new edition. Something. Sadly, Americans seem to be so apathetic. They care a little more about whatever they see on their screen. The ones on the internet. I agree. Because most people don't talk about their stuff. Most Republicans and Democrats are quiet, you know, homeowners and it's only the people that are looking for attention that are loud. So it's a horrible way to see the world through the internet. Yeah. If I was non-American and all I saw was internet American, yeah, it's absolutely a shit show. But think about it. They don't have news shows to see how calm it is in frickin' Athens, Georgia today. How nobody's been shot in 15 years. And, you know, they go to places where there's stuff to talk about because that's what sells. Much love. Hey, Marie. Just going around showing some small creators. Loving them. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Can't more people be rational? I wish. Keep pushing, grinding, keep moving, positive mindset, never lose focus on your goals. Let no one stop you, not even the haters. Just know you've been there and got your back. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Hey, Maria. Thank you, girl. Thank you. The problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money. Here's the problem with socialism. It doesn't work, and everybody knows it doesn't work. In socialism, in capitalism, when it goes to socialism, the people in power, when they're capitalists, become the people in power that are socialists. But in schools, it's taught that socialism is the answer because the people that are in power are having that taught in schools so all the kids can fight for these old people and say, hey, yes, let's be socialist. So your life will get worse and their lives will get better. You won't be the one that's the Lord and Savior of the socialist society. And then if you tell anybody this, they're like, because everywhere else always did it wrong. I'll do it right. I know. It's Tommy. What up, James? Home prices are lower. So in LA, they're the lowest they've been in 14 years. Rico animation protection. Florida, they're down. Georgia, they're down. Yeah. Trump's former press. Now, I mean, we're talking about nationwide. So in some states, they're higher, and in a lot of states, they're lower. So the overall average, yes, is down. I know I'm trying to sell my house, and I'm losing money. I mean, well, not losing money, but it's refreshing to hear someone say, "Thank you, FC." What's your thoughts on Vladimir Lenin? He was a crazy dude. I think a huge issue is that folks enjoy being fed the information via television and supposedly learning and doing their own research. So, especially people that have degrees, that people think when they're in high school, junior high, elementary, that graduation is the end of education, that the flow of information stops at when the school stops. That, like, everything now, let's go on. And the problem is that they don't. But you can't tell them that, because they're like, look at my debt. Of course I know everything. I paid $80,000 for this knowledge, and then they'll fight you for it. Might be swathed in consummate politis. Circumspectly interrogate with a non-mental actuality, be a vertical or exquisite simulation. I think we might be a simulation. God, I'm Trump. What up, Kim? Welcome back. Interest rates are down, so you will pay less for your home. Right. And the whether you like ICE or not, deportations have happened, and 700,000 of the people that is self-deported were home owners or renting homes. So these were homes that were not on the market. So now you've got a flood of homes that are now on the market or about to be on the market. So they've got to compete again. College is a waste of time. Highly possible. Silent Rob. Do you think I'll be able to get a date with a girl if I wear a paper bag over my head and photo of? Yes, more likely than not. Yes, dude, because at least you're doing something different. Everybody looks the same and acts the same. Yeah, do that. Yes, absolutely. It'll probably be like your 3rd anniversary before she asks you to take the bag off. Education does not equal intelligence. Do you recall your last sticky situation? I'll tell you a real sticky situation. Do it, baby. FJDJ, I can't read. FDJT. Damn, that's a great point. Yeah, it's a great point. Do you think referring to your fellow countrymen as maggots is productive? It's not. And this is a big problem with business. I was in the music industry and the music and movie industry. And the problem is half the people are Republican and half are Democrat. If you want to make money, you convince your other artists to be Republican or Democrat publicly, because they'll lose half their audience, and then you can stay quiet in the back making money while that's so. These people, like the stuff that they had, what's her name, the girl, nobody owns stolen land, nobody illegal on stolen land, what's her name, Brittany Taylor or something, I can't remember her name, but but yeah, they railroaded her. They did that on purpose. She was independent, come up, making too much money on her own. They railroaded her. Her movie's going to be trashed, everything, because the Republicans that didn't know if she was liberal or not now say she's liberal, so they're not going to buy her stuff. And why would you do that to your business? It's more important. You don't know what you're talking about. Politics is short acting. People want to make as much money off of each issue at a time, so they make it explode like it's the craziest thing in the world. And yeah, people, you're about to own a home. College is a waste of time unless you study medicine, law, business, or STEM. I agree there 100%. Do you think Lenin was crazier than Stalin? No, I think Stalin was definitely crazier. Dude, that's like freaking. That's a tough toss up, but I think Stalin was crazier. Ed Zachary. It's full of debt. That's a lot of debt. Billie Eilish. Yes. So we think it's all, no. This is the people that pull the strings. I'm going to tell you something about the Super Bowl. You guys ready for this? I think it was a $1 bet between Jay-Z and some other superpower. This is what people in the movie industry that, the people that build the movies, not the movie stars, they think it was a $1 bet for two reasons. He said, I can make men want to be him and women want him because he's in the Super Bowl and no one will even understand what he says. It was a bet. And he ended up losing. But also, they think that the lyrics for his song was written by AI. And if it went really well, they were going to say AI wrote it. So now you all loved it. And you loved it before you knew it was AI. So now you guys love AI music and you didn't even really know it. It's the same thing they did years ago with Milli Vanilli. But they had ghost writers and ghost singers, studio singers, sing Milli, and Milli just did the dancing out front. So if you would have accepted it and if it would have blown up and been really big, they would be like, yeah, AI wrote it all. He was just an actor. And then we'd all be like, okay, well, I guess we love AI music. And then bam, it would have opened the floodgates for music. Because the Jews. What up, Sid? What do you think about all these pagan flag wavings on the floors? I think it's horrible. I think it's absolutely horrible. Listen, I love this world we live in. I love it. And I sometimes I hate America and I want to get out of America. And when I go to Japan, I want to go to Japan. I don't want to go to New York in the country of Japan. College is debt. Yeah, listen, college is debt. What up, Irfan? So this is the scam. In 2008, the housing bubble popped. That's back when we had something called no-doc loans. So because poor people, because racism, we had to be able to give people homes without looking at their bank accounts because racism. So now you say, okay, people can say, I make $1 million a day. Here's my, and they don't have to show any documents. It's called a no documentation loan. And people were allowed to get as much money as they wanted. Obviously, that all went to shit, and a whole bunch of stuff crashed. Whole businesses crashed. Obama bailed everybody out. So after that money grab was done, then it went to college loans. So now let everybody go to college because racism, and then we'll give everybody all this money, and then so they need to start teaching a bunch of classes that don't exist because now we've got to fit way more people into all these colleges, and we've got to, so anybody, you can come up with a curriculum, you can write a school book, you can come up with a curriculum, anybody can, and you go to a college, and if you can convince them to put it on their list, they can put it on. And if they get hundreds of students, then you get a percentage of that. And it can be a theory. It can be farting in an elevator makes women fall in love with you. That can be it. And if people want to pay money for that, no problem. So all these people went into debt learning theories. And it's a big problem. I love America sometimes. I love it more than I hate it. I'm saying when I do hate it, I love it. I love here. I'm going to live here my whole life. I'm talking about if I want to get out, if I need to get away, if I need to get away, I want to go somewhere else that's somewhere else. Yeah, I broke my nose like 12 times skateboarding. So they shit crooked. Nothing good ever comes from talking politics. That's usually true. Can you go into more than two? So 2008, well, that's when it ended. There was something called the note. Here, let me pull it up. 2008 no documentation loans. No documentation loans were prevalent around 2008, allowed borrowers to secure mortgages without verifying income, employment, or assets, often leading to high default rates by fueling the financial crisis, commonly known as liar's loans or ninja loans. These products were largely replaced by the stricter document-heavy standards. So, required little to no documentation, extremely popular for stating no income, no job, no assets. They were high risk, adjustable rates. Post 2008, following that, the 2010 Dodd-Frank Act, lenders are now legally required to verify the ability to repay. So then they said, we can't give people all the money they want. So that stopped. So then they started, well, then what are we going to do with all this money we got in the bank? Well, we got to lend it to somebody. So then let's open up the floodgates to colleges. And then now that's a no-doc loan because you're a child. You're getting out of high school and you can get $200,000 to study freaking MAGA arts or liberal arts or whatever arts you want. You know, yeah, gender studies or freaking how cool conservatives are, how cool liberals are. You can spend $200,000 on it. So it's the same thing. It's just time at repetitive. My name is Kazakhstan. Jesus Christ, say my thank you, my brother. Sacrifice. Shit, I'd rather have more young people or anyone be able to go to college and take high-level jobs because DEI. You're kidding me. So DEI was not there to set up poor people and people of color. DEI was set up by the mob to get their operatives into positions of power. 100%. That's what it was for. Just because remember, if you were white and gay, you could get in there too, or white and liberal. So it wasn't actually DEI. Like it wasn't actually just So it was a big scam. I'm not Jewish. I'm Christian. Thank you, Tara. No, I don't use nothing, my friend. Wait, Lucy, are you a organist for the DEIA? Against DEI, yeah. What brand of skateboard was your favorite? Oh, brother, I skated a Randy Mullen punk size is what I skated the most. I also had a Sam Hain, Glenn Danzig, like the Sam Hain board. Also, I also skated a Alva. My partner was working at Merrill Lynch in 2008. She was a VP, then got swept up by Bank of America. Let's see here. Where am I going here? Let's see. Bam, bam. Okay, let's see. There we go. All right, my apologies. Yeah, you can do it again. A GTA experience. Does that count? How the mob literally hasn't existed. What do you mean? What do you know? They just got busted for setting up the NFL and NBA. Like 3 of the families just last year. Mob families busted with NBA scam. In 2025, federal authorities, a massive crackdown, 30 individuals, NBA flash, Operation Flush, links to the Cosa Nostra family, high-stakes poker games. The head Portland Trailblazers head coach was part of it. Oh, let me find mob involvement. The members of Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families were indicted. They're absolutely still going on. Who do you think are in government? Who do you think Biden was? Who do you think the Biden family was part of? No, brother. No, it's just I have a little bit of gray. Matthew 3:16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, your ears, and they hear. Poker games. Now, I got a big nose. I broke it a lot of times. I don't do nothing. If you want to put up $10,000, I'll put up $10,000. You can fly to Atlanta. We'll live stream it. You can pick any drug testing place you want to go to. I'll give blood or whatever. And when I win, I'll take your money. I don't do nothing. Nothing. I'm not saying I never did for a lot of years, but I don't do nothing. I don't even drink. Let's see. But yeah, so the mob is alive and well. Just because they're not in the news and stuff like that, people don't know about it. Yeah, they're there. This was last October, I think it said. October 2025. Yeah. 4 of the biggest crime families. Dear God, I do. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, they were rigging poker machines, insider betting, league response. The NBA, Billups, Rozier, immediate leave. NBA commissioner expressed he was deeply disturbed by the allegations. Defendants have begun pleading not guilty with lawyers for Billups, denying the allegations, calling him a man of integrity. Yeah, but here it is. The case is considered the worst significant gambling scandals in modern sports, highlighting the persistence of organized crime betting with operations despite the widespread legalization of sports wagering. So they legalized it, but just like when they legalize weed, who makes money? the cartels make money because when you legalize weed, it taxes it and it makes it more expensive. So more people do that, but most people go to their buddy to get it the same stuff for cheaper. The same thing with that. So then when they made all of this sports betting legal, the crime families came in and started all a bunch of apps and a bunch of the other stuff. All right, Lucy, whatever you want. Listen. So Lucy, am I an idiot because I've done the research and talked into the mob? That's why I knew what I was saying to you and I brought you up some evidence. Is that makes me the idiot because I know about it, because I've read through it, talked through it, and spent hours on stream looking into stuff. Is that makes me the idiot? It's the mob. They're the mob. That's what crime families are. The mob. What is the mob? The American Mafia, the mob, La Cosa Nostra, still exists, remains active, particularly in New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, and New England. I don't understand. I'm giving you the evidence. How am I the idiot? Vice President Merrill Lynch, 2008, was also the mother of my son. There you go. Betting companies don't like rigged shit. No, but when it's legal, then you can stuff. People won't accidentally say, "Oh man, I lost $500 on a game yesterday." You'll just think they're talking about an app, but they're not. You pronounce Lucchese wrong, yet you act like you know what you're talking about. Shake my head. Okay. All right, Lucy. The Chicago Italian, as a Chicago Italian, I can say, yes, the mob is still a thing. It's just not a 70s, 80s flick. Right, absolutely. Prayer, absolutely. The house always wins, right? So you're making fun of my speech, not the information that I'm purveying, not what I'm teaching you, because you obviously didn't know what you were talking about. So now you've got to worry about how I pronounce something. Dog, no one cares if you did or didn't do drugs. They're asking about it. Do you have a reading disorder, Lucy? Yeah, big up Lucy. Big up Lucy. Let's see who Lucy is. Let's see what Lucy creates. There you go. What's up, Lucy? Yeah, you're a child. The mob isn't in the house. No, yeah. At least I try to pronounce the names correctly. How hard is it, Eric? I tried, right? Yeah, I tried. Lucy stole my cookies. Yeah. Yes, I'm done with the I'm done with the bullying. Listen, you guys lost. You lose. You lose. You can't bully people when you're the dumb ones. You can't bully people that are smarter than you. It's done. It's done. You guys had 10 years. It's over. What up, Lays? What do you mean? Of course men can be women and freaking... Sorry, Kim. Have you seem very smart. Hey, listen, I'm the most intelligent person in this room. I'm the most intelligent person in this room. Actually, I got a shirt coming out that says I'm the smartest person in this shirt. But yeah, listen. So Ben, how have you been? I dropped out of high school after 11th grade. I went to 1 semester of college. After that, I did all of my education on my own. I studied more than most people ever will. I wanted to be able to interrupt any conversation and know what I'm talking about. That's what I prided myself on, and I'm pretty good at it. And now I'm in my late 40s. I think the issue, why you have this Republican-Democrat debate, bullcrap, anti-debate, is because people are so dumb. They're so pissed off that they spent so much money on a bullshit education that when they get told something that they don't know, which they should obviously know, they've got a degree, that it's just got to be a lie. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of all the lies. I'm tired of everybody just lying to everybody straight out. You can have all the knowledge, but if you don't express it with credence, it's moot. Very bad at it. Yeah, I try to be good at it. Who, Lamb or me? Where do you live? I live in Atlanta. I'm back. You told me earlier to have some items for my movies show. Okay, well, I'm gonna go grab some, brother. I didn't think you'd be back that quick, but yeah, I can show you pictures. I mean, I can go grab some stuff probably. Did you see the pictures the other day, Rio? I think you did, didn't you? But yeah, I'll show you. Here, I'll show you some. We'll pick up some pictures. As an Italian, I wasn't offended by your pronunciation of the name. Who cares? You're a smart guy, and I appreciate it the more you're pronouncing a scumbag's last name. Right? But she was so adamant. They trolls need to grow up. Yeah. Listen, I'm here. I want to help everybody mature mentally. You can tell fart jokes and tell memes and 6'7". I don't care. I'll do it too. But when it comes time for business, it's time to know you can't start trying to ruin people's lives over lies because you want to make a shitload of money off of it. I'm tired of it. It's got to go. Oh, brother, no. If you look up the city I live in, you'll know it's got very low crime, and you know what that means if you're in America. Open carry is very okay. Anyway, okay, you want to see some pictures? Let me show you some pictures. All right, so this is some of the stuff from my movie sets. Give me a second. All right, let me. All right, let's see. Girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend. Oh, that's a cool one. Okay, all right. Let me get to some actual stuff. Okay, well, I'm almost there. 2020. All right, here we go. That's my sister's wedding. Oh, girlfriend. Oh, that's a church I renovated. Man from Africa. Always remember, the smarter you are, the dumber you sound to stupid people. That's a good one. That's a good. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let me just get to some stuff here. Some broken props. Let's get to something you might recognize. You guys saw Endgame. You saw Jungle Cruise. I got some stuff from that. Mercury Falling. Let's see. Jumanji 2. All right, let's see. Just want to make sure there's no personal stuff I'm going to accidentally pop up here. Just give me 1 second. Anastasia. Okay, so all right, so here's a little bit of stuff here. All right, let me go over this real quick. Man from Africa, Patrick Duffy. I'm not a Jew. I'm a Christian. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong with you. Sean, you're not funny. I'll ready to go away. I'm not a Jew. I just broke my nose a bunch of times. What up? Nothing wrong. I love everybody. I hate everybody equally. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the part of the Russian prison in Stranger Things when the Demagogian comes out. IATSE, that's the union I work for, the International Association for Theater and Stage Employees, and we're in a big ass set right there. That's my name badge. That's my freaking. That's a wedding. Okay. This is a TI 99 4A from Avenger. Was it Avengers? I can't remember. I think it was Endgame. It was, well, here's the building that we blew up on the inside. I'll show you some bigger pictures here. So that you can see the blue screen in the back, and this is the building they walked in, and then you have a before and after in this building. This is the fake elevator that I made, and I aged everything. It's all fake stone and everything. It's all wood, and it's just sprayed with concrete and stuff. That's one of the big props I've done. This is just the way I clamp things onto metal. This was for hold on, let's go into the family stuff. Let's see. Okay, here's a big set from up above. This is what sets look like. That they're basically it's all everything's wood. Everything's wood. Here's building that room we just showed you. This is us laying out that room, making it. See how we just curve the wood, and so this concrete block right there, it's wood. It's just wood. It's just wood, and we spray it with about an eighth inch of concrete on it, and then just stain it and paint it. I can't. I'll show you some spaceships and stuff that I've worked on. So this is from Jungle Cruise. This is the here. Let's do this here. This is the chair that the witch elf guy sat on, or woman sat on. That I helped create that. Let's see. Then I've got. This is the engine from the in Jungle Cruise where the Rock, he had that boat, the flying boat, Jamalama. This is the engine. It's a prop for that. Let's see. I got this is the backside part of the boat. This is me fixing an area on the boat. Yeah, I worked on Stranger Things. I think it was season 4. It was when the Russian winter, in the Russian winter. It wasn't filmed in Russia. It was filmed in Atlanta, Georgia, and I did the inside of that. I did the inside of the house that's got the black like tentacle things all through it. Those were just foam and black trash bags. But when you film it and spray some smoke in the air and whatnot. So that's one. Let me see here. The Demagogue fight. This is me. This is the back of the boat. It ain't really impressive looking. That's the back of the boat. So it's an area in Jungle Cruise when the Rock is getting driftwood to build the boat to get off the island, and he's about to paint the name of the boat on the back. This was for the close-up shot. And then we've got this is the boat from behind. This is you may recognize that. Let me zoom in a little bit. You may recognize that boat if you've seen it. If you've seen Jungle Cruise, and that's inside the studio. You see all the lights. It's a big old crane behind here holding up the. Anyway, okay, let's go back here. And then I got. Here's the inside of the submarine in Jungle Cruise. So if you guys seen Jungle Cruise, you know what I'm talking about. I've never actually seen the movie, but I worked on it. So this is a bunch of the mechanics on the inside of a lot of the mechanical switches and whatnot. I can probably go through a couple of them right here. Yeah, a bunch of the gauges, and that's all aged. That's all brass and copper, and we spray it with vinegar acid. Vinegar is acetic acid. It ages it to make it look old, even though it might only be like we got it out of the box 2 days ago. Let's see. And then here's you can see here. This is kind of cool. You can see like this is more stuff inside, but if you look at out that back door. It's just the studio out there with more wood out there. Look outside the door. It's just this studio out there. Even though it looks like you're underwater in a okay. You get my point. All right. Hold on. All right. I'll get back to the chat in just a second. All right. Let's go back here. All right. Let me find a picture of me doing something. Okay, so here's a spaceship outside of a spaceship I worked on. So this looks like, it's outside actually, but you can see where it looks like it's got damage and it's got rust, and you can see the guns and everything, and you'll see that's me. Yeah, my skinny ass. Yep. Yeah, you can see all the cranes and set up. Yeah. Okay, sorry, let me get back here. All right, hey, what's up, Jen? Gentile. Not a Jew. Well, yes, I built them. Yes, I built them. Yes, carpenter. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Same techniques for 100 years. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You actually know. So, yep, that was me. Yeah, I worked on it. Yep, I worked on it. Man, I go to sleep. So, all right, ladies, I'll be here when you get to do something you love and get to pay for it. It's like winning the lottery. Yeah, it really is. It really is. It really is. Uh, the legend is live. What up, man? Viral. Doing things that are naughty or exciting. What's the creepiest movie show I worked on? The creepiest thing I've worked on a lot of independents. So listen, I worked on like 100 movies, and probably only 30 of them actually came out to theaters. We make over 100 movies a year, and only about 12 to 20 actually go out to theaters. The rest of those billions of dollars are just burnt. Basically, it's just all trash. We used to call making movies building trash, because this beautiful big outside of a spaceship, it's just going to be ran through with a forklift and start to demolish it, and then people hack it up. It's absolutely crap. The world is a stage. Warner Brothers Studios. Yes, yes, yes. We're all the layers. So let me see if I can find something else here. What was the question? Oh, weird thing. So I've worked on some independent stuff that was absolutely crazy. Let me see. Oh, you can see here. Here's where it's being put together. So here's the beginning of it. This is the beginning of it. That was the first piece being put on outside, and you can see it's all plywood. It's all plywood hanging on a metal structure, and we were hanging that, and then you can go here. Oh, I don't say that. Here's the ribs we're building on the inside when we were getting ready to take them out to curve the wood around and stuff. Where was this? And then the painters would come out and take care of all that. Let me see if I can find something else pretty neat. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, I worked on. I like turtles. So I've worked on really good shit that we'll never see, because a lot of times movie companies will make movies just to burn money for taxes. So the way it works, it's all a scam. You start a company and you get, okay, so for instance, say you work on the streets and you sell bad stuff and you make a lot of money selling a lot of bad stuff. Well, what can you do with that money? You can't put it in the bank. And so you can go to somebody that works with somebody like me, and you can say, let's build a bunch of movie sets. You can buy a bunch of lumber, because what are you going to do with the money? You're just going to let it rot? So you buy a bunch of wood, buy a bunch of metal, hire a bunch of people for cash, and you build a bunch of sets. And maybe if you ask a company like Disney, hey, what are you might thinking about making? And can we get some plans? So then you go out of business. So we all get laid off. And that happens every time at the end of every movie. But then they come in and buy it for pennies on the dollar. So now it's legal, because they bought all this at a burning sale. The company that started it up is now out of business. So then they'll buy it and they can write this off on taxes. And if they make a $10 million, $100 million on this movie, all this is just a write-off. But this is how they launder money through. This is why so many movies and shows are made, and only very few of them actually make it to the screen. Like if you look at a lot of stuff that actors do, yeah, Lamb, absolutely, brother. If you look at a lot of stuff that actors do, they only usually show movies that got released. But I've done really, really crazy, like really good stuff, really good. I've been in, like, actually acted, like, background in some really good stuff, really psychological horror. But you don't understand how psychologically horrible or horror it is until they put the whole movie together, because it might take an hour to set up a shot and record for 6 seconds, and then another hour later you redo a bunch of stuff and record for 6 more seconds, so you don't understand. But when I was talking to, I was part of the middle of this movie, and it was recorded over years because the guy didn't have enough funding. But I got to see it up to the parts that I was a background guy in. But yeah, really, really good stuff that you'll never see. He'll show his friends, and he's probably on YouTube or something. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Let me see here. Bam. But great people to work with the people that build the movies. The actors and stuff can go freaking take a hike. But everybody else was super cool. Everybody else was really, really great. The only thing that really sucked was the hours. You wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get to set at 6 or by 6, and then you work till 5, 6, 7 p.m., and then you get home at 8, 9 o'clock, and you got to be waking up at 4:30 in the morning. And I used to drink a lot. I used to go to the bars all the time, and like I used to work like 8 to 3 at other jobs. And I'd get off at 3, go to the bar from 3 to 6, go home, shower, eat, and go back to the bar from like 9 to 2. But yeah, you can't do that. You can't go out drinking to try to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Anyway, let's see. All right. But yeah, Lamb, brother, I got you tomorrow. Whenever you want to set up for tomorrow after the end of the stream. Or the tomorrow night stream. That's fine with me. All right, but I guess I'll go ahead and call it a night here. I'm getting tired of myself. Then let's see. I've got a little bit I got to do in the morning, so I probably won't be back on streaming again until like noon. But I think I walked into the door again. That's what it says. It's not your business anyway. Yes, I think I walked into the door again. If you ask, that's what I'll say. It's none of your business anyway. It's not your business anyway. All right. Brother man, brother lamb. If nobody else has got any questions. What up, Robin? What up, Robin? That's me. Oh, dang it. But yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and call it here till tonight or tomorrow. I could probably use some sleep. It's early too. But I'd rather get some sleep. I had a lot of ladder work to do. Hey, Kahora! Robin, Batman. I can't decide. Maybe I'll wait 5 minutes. You're still at work? How's everything going, girl? How's everything going? They lose my screwdriver. Okay. Good. They call me Kahora. I wish I was at work no more. They don't care that you're sick. They're like, get your butt in here. Your butt. All right, let's see. What up, Julio? Finishing up some fee projects. LovelyLambLunch.com. We need to set you up a website sometime tomorrow. Let's see here. Yeah, that doesn't work. No, that's it. No, there we go. Yeah, we can set you up a website. I got to set up 110thgrade.com too. I got, and hopefully in the next 2 days, I'll get called back from that supplement company. I definitely want to start hawking supplements. I think, look, if I got to choose something to make money off of. And everybody else that's been contacting me, it's all scam, crap, bullshit, plastic crap, and I'm not interested in that. I'd rather not. So I want to, if I can find something like they don't like the people that want to pay up front, it's all crap. I would rather only get paid when somebody buys something, you know. So like if I put up, say, I talk about B12, D3 all the time. See you tomorrow off you too. All right, girl. Yeah. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. We can make money from my talent. Yeah. But I talk a lot about supplements, and I'm 100% for them, and I want to get everybody to get on them, you know. And if I can help continue promoting the importance of these and make money off of it, I mean, I'm not trying to get rich at all. I mean, I'm happy where I'm at, but obviously I need to be able to make money. So if I can get people to, all right, girl, woo. If I can get something, that'd be great. And once I can get Lamb on some supplements, he'll get his life together. But But yeah, we'll go ahead and call it here at 10:20. I'm gonna get myself ready for bed. Yeah, Lamb, we got to set up lovely. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I should buy it before you can get it. I probably shouldn't put this out here. Okay, search for your perfect domain. Oops. I'll be so crazy if it I'll be so crazy if it doesn't exist. Finding your domain. Hey, it's available. It's available, brother. No one else has it. Let's get it off the screen before they see it. Oh, the world. The world. Yeah, I've got my damn it. I got mine bought and read up. I got to set it up now because I got my store set up too. And I think I told you all the companies that contacted me. So I got to start. I'm going to weed out a bunch of them. I ain't working no freaking Temu and shit like that. I ain't got no interest. I don't need money like that. Yeah. If I'm going to do what I think's the best thing for the community. And I'm going to, the supplements that I use, I'm contacting them and saying, "Hey, do you have an affiliate program?" And then I'll make that work out because I don't want some freaking Walmart pharmacy to contact me and be like, "Hey, tell everybody to get on GLP-1." No, I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in trying to get people away from you people. I want to be the anti-hero to the freaking industrial complex, which is probably gonna get me shadowed. But other than that, no one else has LLL. I wonder if they have LLL.com. That's got to exist. That's got to exist. There's no way 3 letters like that. Domain. Domain. Like, here, I'll show you. This is who I use. Domain.com here. There it is. No S. Do you recall Jack Moore? What up, doorknob? I just want to kiss my face. Do you recall Jack Morgan? Let's see. Jack Morgan. Jack Morgan. The banker with JP Morgan? Oh, yeah. JP Morgan? Hold on. John Morgan? Is that who you're talking about? JP Morgan, Jack Morgan? Prominent financier? Yeah, I know all about him. Philanthropist who inherited and led J.P. Morgan Company after his father's death in 1913. He was crucial in financing Allied efforts during World War I. Yeah, that's why those guys are freaking super doorknob. That's why those people are crazy as dog do. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. Yeah. Back. Oh, dang it. There we go. JP freaking Morgan. Is that who you're talking about? Look up Giles Corey. All right, let's look him up. War is very lucrative if you don't care about human life. Giles Corey. Let's see. Giles Corey. English farmer. Let's see. What did he do? Let's see if we can find a video about him. Died in 1692.
In September 1692, a man was publicly crushed to death by rocks in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, maybe that's
Giles Corey was a relatively successful farmer, but one of his neighbors had accused him of being a wizard and his wife of being a witch.
That's right.
They were caught up in the extreme religious zealotry of the Salem witch trials that swept through their community that year, but Giles Corey refused to go out like a sucker. Charged with witchcraft, Giles Corey would not plead guilty to something that he did not do, but he also knew that everyone who'd pled not guilty had been put to death. So he refused to enter a plea. but the court took the extreme measure of piling rocks on his chest in an attempt to try to get him to do so and submit to the court's authority.
Yeah,
So why did
remember.
Giles Corey decide to stand mute before the court? One potential explanation was that if he had been found guilty, that the court might have seized his family's property and taken his children's inheritance, so he might have been looking out for his kids. But his last words show his bottomless defiance towards his neighbors. 3 times the Sheriff George Corwin asked Giles Corey if he would like to enter a plea and have the rocks removed, and 3 times Giles Corey responded, "More weight," or "more rocks." My personal favorite interpretation of what he was saying with his last words was basically, I would rather die than spend another day listening to you people. I guess sometimes the pressures of living in a small town can be overwhelming. Giles Corey refused to submit to them.
Yep. Refused to submit to these freaking lawfare ass people. I agree. Don't submit. Do you know they came up with these torches? Rich, look up death by boats in medieval time. Death by boats. All right, let's check it out. I recently reread The Crucible. Y'all gonna sail them. Oh, geez.
Swarms of worms and intestinal parasites from the stagnant water. Thus the victim lying in the boats, their flesh rotting away in their own filth and devoured by worms, dies a lingering and horrible death.
Yeah, sounds rough. Better take your anti-parasitics, lamb. Yeah, no, I'm all about... Dude, you know what keel hauling is, door brother? You know what keel hauling is? Keel hauling, well, we'll look it up. Well, you ain't got to believe me. No? Okay, right, check it out.
If you've consumed any amount of pirate-themed fiction, you're probably familiar with the term keel hauling. Interestingly enough, this practice was rarely, if ever, used by pirates, instead being predominantly used by official naval vessels, though even then keel hauling was relatively rarely done. It was allegedly meant as a form of punishment and torture, but it was almost always a death sentence. The process for keel hauling involved stringing a rope under the bottom of a ship, usually from bow to stern along the center of the boat called its keel. A person would then be tied naked to the rope, often with iron weights attached to ensure that they sank just enough to prevent the rope from being cut. Crewmates would then pull the rope to drag the person along the bottom of the ship. If they pulled slowly, the person would drown. If they pulled quickly, the sharp barnacles that lined the bottom of the ship would slice through their skin, either bleeding them out or causing them to die slowly of infection. Worst of all, if a person managed to be pulled from the water largely unscathed, the captain may reprimand the crew for doing it wrong and order the person to be keel-hauled again.
Right, so keel hauling, the bottom of the boats are covered in barnacles. And if you know anything about boats and barnacles, those things, some bitches are some big ass like teeth of like even the dried barnacle, like the where the barnacle lives, a little shell. It's just like saw teeth. So they would tie a rope around your feet, throw you over, and so like they would do that also, but they would also, if there was a boat in front of you and a boat behind you, they would have it where, so your body would just go down and they would drag your naked body across the jagged, bottom of the boat with all the barnacles, and the barnacles would just rip you open. And so, yeah, they just kept doing it, and they'd pull you up enough to breathe, and then they let you down again, they just strip you through again, so that they usually wouldn't let you drown. They usually keel-hauled you to death. Yeah, it ain't no joke. No, we're not going to look that up. Dirty. So this is back when it was wood. So you just had barnacles. Let's look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on, brother. Barnacled wooden boat bottom. All right, so here. So you've got, so this is a very little amount, but let's find, look, the bottom of this boat, see how it's completely covered? And let me look up close. This is what they look like up close. They're sharp little teethed bastards, and they're all over like the bottom of of boats like this. And so this is even closer, and these are like razor blades. So it just shreds you and like your face will get pulled across it. And I heard one time what they would do is they would tie a rope around a man's feet and his hands, 2 ropes, and then they would pull from one side to the other, dragging you across the bottom of the boat, like flossing the boat with your body on those ropes. And like if you got caught stealing the captain's liquor, they like, depending on, like, if you just drank like one drink, they would do it like once. If you drank the whole bottle, they would do it till you were dead. Or if you stole gold, they would do it till you were dead. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. It's all relics. They go, yes, like a razor, but more like an ice cream scoop. Because a razor would slice you open. These are gonna dig you out like an ice cream scoop. Something wrong with my legs when I step on this, and another end up in the art store. There's so many sayings that derive from nautical prevalence. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's an old saying about the bar. My dad used to tell me a joke that my grandfather used to say. He used to say, my grandfather was a magician. He'd walk down the street and turn into a liquor store. Get it? Turn into a liquor store. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, man, that stuff is super rough. If you look at, like, do you know what the iron bull is, or the golden bull? Brass bull. Do you know what the brass bull is, Dor? Where they take a hollow big ass brass bull statue that's hollow brass bull statue, and they light a fire underneath. Well, they put you in it, and so the fire, it heats up the area, and you got to try. You're trapped inside of it, so you're trying to stay off the hot floor or like straddle the walls to stay away. But eventually, yes, you know about that. Yeah, that's freaking crazy stuff. Hold on, brass bull torture, ass bull. There, brazen bull. There it is. Brazen bull. Let's look one up. Man, that's rough, dude. Dude, can you imagine? Hold on. It's gotta be a YouTube one. There we go. What up, Div Magadavu? Div Magadav. There you go. Brazen bull.
Have you ever wondered what the most terrifying punishment in history was? Meet the brazen bull.
Brazen bull.
It was a hollow metal statue shaped like a bull, used in ancient Greece. A person would be locked inside, and a fire lit underneath. As the metal heated, the person inside would suffer terribly. To make it even worse, their screams were designed to sound like a bull's roar through special pipes.
That's right. So they made a horn that came out of the nose of the bull. So smoke. So the old cartoons, when you saw the really mad bull going and smoke coming out of his nose, that's when the nostrils of the bull statue is what did that. Yeah, that stuff is freaking hot. Yep, video games make you violent. Yep. Interesting life. Thank you, Div brother. Thank you. Yeah, I try to teach something every time. Let's see, what was the other one? Oh, geez, keel holing was rough. Live is a rough one too. But medieval. Oh, jeez, dude. Dude, they had some serious... Okay.
Strap yourselves in, this is grim.
Thank you,
Div,
Div, brother!
As a form of torture, there was no going back
Thank you.
This gruesome
Thank
process began. So it was really just a slower method of medieval execution. The conscious prisoner's arms and legs were fastened to a table, and an incision was made in the stomach, just large enough for the torturer to reach his hand inside. A hook, which was connected to a crank, was attached to the top part of the intestine and then rotated. The helpless victim could only watch and scream in horror as their guts were pulled through the opening and they were slowly disemboweled. In the end, there could be up to 18 feet of entrails wrapped around the crankshaft. Death was caused by blood loss, extreme pain, and shock. No one survived the brutal and cruel
Sub the
procedure.
lamb, it'll sub you back. Yeah, so they cut your... Rich, I can't hear you. You started it, frickin' doorknob. You started it. Oh, you can't. I thought you said you can't deal with it. You can't type. That's not my fault. I thought you said you can't deal with it. You can't type death. That's not my fault. I have no moderation turned on. So it's if YouTube doesn't allow it. I thought you said, Rich, I can't deal with this stuff. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. If you can asteriskize it. I don't know why. I don't have any moderation turned on. Let me look at my moderation settings. Moderation. I've got basic. It's you can do basic, medium, and high, and custom, and I got it on basic. Yeah, well, that one's rough. Oh man, the Iron Maiden. Chastity belts. The Pair of Anguish. The Pair of Anguish. Oh, nailing someone's tongue to the frickin' table.
The new medieval torture museum in Chicago is kind of terrifying. This unique museum features a wide variety of graphic tableaus, educating and showing medieval torture methods. And man, people were messed up back then. Back in the Middle Ages, during the great times of the Inquisition, you could be tickled, or rather sliced up by a cat's paw, have your tongue nailed to a fence post,
For lying.
get your lungs removed out of your back in ritual sacrifice,
That's not good.
or be boiled to death in a giant bowl.
Atrocity.
Oh, and don't forget about good old
Atrocize.
impalements.
Chinese
Or
song.
even worse, the Colombian necktie, where they'd pull your tongue out of your throat. So this disturbing institution is an interesting experience for those who
Oh, geez.
Few execution methods were as gruesome as the saw.
Yeah.
Victims were hung upside down.
This ain't
ensuring
what we
that blood would
usually
flow to
do,
their heads,
Dim.
keeping
We
them
try to
conscious
learn
for as
stuff
long as
every day,
possible.
but he brought
The
up.
executioner then slowly sawed through their body, usually starting from the groin and working their way down. The process was agonizingly slow, designed to inflict the maximum amount of suffering before death finally came. And for some, death didn't come quickly.
So-
Some victims remained alive, feeling every second, until the blade reached their chest.
Right, that's so horrible. People have treated people so badly. What's going on, Barbara? What up, girl? So people, and this is one of the things that we don't understand about today. You have what up, girl? You understand human nature. Evil exists in this world. And you get people that get power now, and they still want to see people suffer. They think that we're better than you, and you deserve to die in the worst ways possible. And they don't care. They don't care. But they didn't have chainsaws back then. They had hand saws. You know. British got a different type of saw. I think I'm gonna call it a night here, though. I got to go to bed. Again, a typical Friday night in Crawley. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Ladies, Barbara, good to see you, girl. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think crucifixion. Yes. That's how Jesus died. Crucifixion. Yeah, all right, come on. Now you brought up my Lord and Savior. We got to look it up. Crucifixion as execution.
While crucifixion has become synonymous with the biblical story of Jesus and the Romans, did you know that Romans didn't invent this form of execution? The practice is believed to have originated with either the Assyrians or the Babylonians and was practiced by the Persians and Carthaginians as well. A person being crucified was attached to a large wooden cross for public execution, though the method of individual executions varied. Some people would be tied to the cross with rope, while others had their wrists and ankles affixed using large nails. The arms were usually stretched out horizontally, although they could be secured directly above the person's head. Exactly how a crucifixion killed a person varied depending on the methods. Exposure, organ failure, and blood loss were all possible causes of death. For a long time, it was believed that asphyxiation was the most common cause of death, especially for those with their arms at higher angles, but this belief has fallen out of favor. While we think of this as an antiquated form of torture, crucifixion has been used at least as recently as 2013 in Saudi Arabia.
They still use it. And so we 1977, I believe, was the last time that chopping the head off was done in America, I believe. What do they call it? Guillotine. I think it was. I think it was America, 1977. Might have been. Hold on. Last time decapitation was used as corporal punishment. Not corporal punishment. Not fast time. Last time. Yeah, 1977. 1977. They were still cutting people's heads off, as in France. 1977. Brother, yeah, I think he makes like $30 million a year. Simon Whistler. Let me see. Simon Whistler net worth. Yeah, it says there's no precise exact net worth. Today I found out biographics, geographs, and he's got like 12 other monetized channels. Yeah, that stuff's crazy. Yes, right. We were on the moon that time, and people are still chopping people's heads off. People are still being hung on crosses in Saudi Arabia in 2016, right? And so, like, human nature hasn't changed. Like, people still want to do this to people. It's the society that we grow around that tries to get people away from this and say punish people humanely. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy what people in power will do. And you look what they're doing in countries right now. Like Iran's got all this issues going on, and they've got protesters, just like we've got protesters in America. But you know what they do? They just dump a magazine into the crowd, kill as many as people, or maim as many people as that 30 round magazine will hold. And if you die, you die. If you don't, you don't. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. It's amazing how different the world is. It's amazing. And I've talked to a lot of people on the internet over the past year, and it's freaking nuts. He got multiple channels, either in hundreds or thousands of millions. Yeah, he's got, dude. Yeah. Let me say, Simon Whistler view count. I doesn't even get a thing. View count. Okay, yeah, look at this. So one channel, he's got 2.85 million subs. He's got 500,000, 400,000, 100,000. Oh, that's 105 episodes, 400 episodes, 400 episodes. Yeah, so he's got mega projects, side projects, top tens, biographics, Into the Shadows, Casual Criminalist, Brain Blaze, Today I Found Out, War Fronts, Geographics, Places, Science Unbound. Yeah, he's got a team of writers, researchers, and editors. Yeah. Simon Whistler, the guy that we just watched. This guy right here.
If you've consumed any amount of pirate-themed fiction, you're probably familiar with the term keel hauling. A person would then be tied naked to the rope, often with iron weights attached to ensure that they sank just enough.
This guy right here, I think that the graphics go away. I don't know if it'll go away or not. His name's Simon Whistler. He's been doing YouTube for like 20 years, and it's always just been exactly stuff like this. And he's got like I want to say 15 channels. He's got at least 12. I think it's 15, and he makes like 30 million a year just off of ad revenue. And then like almost all of his videos has a sponsor, so he's probably getting $2,000 just from the sponsor just to say their name in the video. Yeah, dude. Everybody should have a YouTube account. Any hobbies you had. Yes, everything. He's done it. He's done
enough to prevent the rope from being cut. Crewmates would then pull the rope to drag the person along the bottom of the ship. If they pulled slowly, the person would drown.
He's been doing it for forever.
Barnacles that lined the bottom of the ship would slice
English
through their skin, either bleeding them out or causing them to die slowly of infection. Worst of all, if a person...
But it's a team. He's just the mouthpiece. They've got researchers, writers, like probably 20 people to do all of these channels. because they make that much money. And that's why, like, what I'm starting to do now, like, I'm starting to work with people and I'm saying, whatever you do with me, I'll give you half whatever that makes for 90 days. And I just started doing this last week, so we'll see what happens. But I finally just started getting talked to by brands and stuff like that. So there's going to be money to start to throw around to people. And if I don't have the time in the beginning to get it going and people want to take the content and make clips and stuff, I'll give them half whatever that makes over 90 days. He can employ top-class individuals from every field. Think about this. Think about how full the school colleges are now. You got millions of people that went to college in the past 10 years that ain't got no jobs because there's too many degrees and not that many job openings. So he can hire them for more than they'd make at McDonald's or whatever. No problem. And they don't need, they can get people at the top of their field, top of their class, but they can't get a job because you can't just keep making more teachers. There's not enough schools. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, going online is the way to do it. And he's respected. Like, I mean, I've never caught him lying. And I look up a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm self-taught for the most part. High school dropout, college dropout. I dropped out of high school to go to college. After 11th grade, I was like, I'm not finishing high school. High school's stupid. And so I went to college right away, and I took it for a semester, and I was like, I'm not taking this. This is stupid. So, because it was all bullshit. It was everything. They weren't teaching me anything I knew, and I'm not going to pay for knowledge I already have. So, yeah, I just had to go. Anyway, he got confused with Vsauce. He does, yes. I think they probably did a collab. And yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow, though. Let's see. But everybody, I appreciate y'all being here. Hugs and kisses, everybody. Thank y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, Lamb, brother. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.